All right. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our call for today. And I personally believe that you are all doing well. I want to send my sincere condolences to all those that got issues within the previous week. And I want to celebrate with those that got happiness within the previous week that we have just concluded. And I believe this week is going to be a perfect one. Right. So we are just going to get started, and we believe you are ready. Right, I hope I'm back. Sorry for the network glitches, because I have no control about that. Okay, so if you can hear my voice this morning, if my voice is loud and sounding in your ear very well, you can hear me. Could you give me one in the chat? If my voice is loud and clear, you can hear me, you can perfectly see me, all right? You could give me one in the chat. Beautiful, fantastic. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to our call for today. Uh, um, Now, I will start with the issue of the airdrop. Uh, I would say that sorry for that. I may not be able to provide the airdrop, although I have it, simply because the airdrop puts in uh, some extra skills. Okay, the airdrop involves in some extra skills, skills to do with computer development, and I'm not in position to hold long hour classes about this. So I'll find other options. It might take a lot of my time, but I'll provide other lessons. But for the airdrop, I'm not in position because it requires me to do a lot of one-on-ones, yet time is not on our side. I've personally not yet won it, but yesterday I did. I did a small introduction to software development, but it looks like the journey is too long, and I'll find other airdrops in the coming future. For this one, because the following will be the requirements. One, someone to be able to use it. One, you need a PC, but you need a Mac. Okay, you need a PC, but you need a Mac. Okay, I just want people to get me clearly. Uh, you need a PC, but you need a MacBook. You don't need a daily. You don't need. They will not be able to work. So when I look at all these requirements, I find myself. Uh, I know there are other airdrops that will come in the near future, and I believe I will be able to do that. If you have just a phone, you cannot succeed. So I'm very sorry. Give me one in the chat if I'm clear with that. So we shall find other options in the near future, but for this one, it may not work out. I don't think it is okay for me to start telling people to get MacBooks, okay? And then take them through the classes. But knowledge is coming along the lines to make sure that you guys benefit. And in the near future, if another easy to approach airdrop comes up, I'll be able to. It has taken me the whole of my weekend, the whole of my nights, and it looks a long journey. I haven't even me personally succeeded, although I'm now close to a few steps to see if I can work it out. Okay. But you just need to understand me. I'm not denying anybody the opportunity, but next time, because the airdrops don't end, okay? So I may not have the time to do that work. So I'm very sorry. I wish you all the best, but I hope you are already benefiting. Those who subscribed, I hope you're already benefiting, and you could maximize the present knowledge for your best. All right, so let me uh, get into the topic for today. And today we are going to be looking at the we are going to be looking at the RSI divergences, and I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to share my screen. Okay, and we basically look at these divergences, all right? Just a minute. Sorry for that. Network glitches, guys. How could just this, but I have nothing I can do with network glitches. Okay, so I'm just going to change device because of time. It is not moving my way. I'm just going to change the device. Sorry. All right, so we are going to look and we have already started. Just network is disturbing me. We are looking at RSI divergences, and I would love to share my screen so that I explain in more details what RSI divergences are. Although the device I wanted to use seems like it will not work out, so you allow me change to another device to be able to win through, because I have no control about that. Okay, so okay, so let me change device. I hope you'll be able to bear with me, and we move on that. If the other device works out, then I'll be able to share with that device equally. But currently, if you can hear my voice, give me one in the chat. If you can hear my voice, give me one in the chat so that I could, as I try to, because I wanted to give you the best experience. If you can, if you can see my, I have changed to another device. If you can see a bigger picture, would you give me one in the chat too? If you can now see a bigger picture, could you give me one in the chat? All right. If you can see a bigger picture, could you give me one in the chat? You can now see a bigger picture. I was trying to work out this. At first, it was not working out, but later it has worked. All right. If you can see a bigger picture, the one in the chat. All right. Okay. So we are looking at what we call divergences. I do not have any PDFs for this information I'm giving. This Zoom is purely recorded onto the Crypto Ambassador YouTube channel, and nobody should come in my chat requesting for these slides. I don't have any copy. I'm accessing these copies via the internet, and they've been designed somewhere. So I don't have any a single available copies for anyone, and no leader is expected to come in my chat requesting for this because I don't have any. All right, I'm using a certain software to be able to get this displayed onto your chat, and I hope that is understood. So we want to look at what we call divergences, and we want to put our focus and our time RSI divergences. And like I'm trying to explain in my chart, like I'm trying to explain here, I'm saying that how to trade on the RSI divergences. In one of our lessons that we have done, we have looked at the stochastic RSI. And now we want to look at how does the RSI display in your chart, and what are some of the most important aspects of it. So the RSI, or the relative strength index, there is no recording will be accepted. Please don't disturb my training. I've started with this, and please keep it. Okay, because this is now taking my time, but I started with that. I told you it is recorded on the YouTube channel, and if you are interested, use the Crypto Ambassador YouTube channel. Okay. So we have already looked at the stochastic RSI. Give me a 2 in the chat if you remember us looking at the stochastic RSI. If you don't understand, then it means you need to use the Crypto Ambassador YouTube channel, or you understand we have been here for the last 2 months And we may not go back to where we came from. We are just moving because we are doing our last touches. Okay. Now, the RSI divergences are popular in day trading. Okay, who is a day trader? We have different types of traders in the crypto market space, all in the trading aspect as a skill. And we have different types of traders. Okay. And one of the type of traders that we have what we call day traders. Okay, we have what we call just a minute. Okay. Just a minute. I will not use the cursor for today because it seems like it might take more of my time. All right. So let's get to, we have traders. We have what you call day trading. Day trading is someone who makes trades that specific day and ends the trade that day. So people who do a lot of, they focus on what we call volatility. Volatility means you are looking for coins that have high momentum, coins that are moving very fast. You want to get into those trades, move out, and you look at a smaller time frame. Okay, so we call this day trading. We have what we call swing traders. These will take positions of trades in weeks and take positions maybe for a week. You look at a coin maybe in the 1 week time frame or in the 1 day time frame, and you basically stay in that trade for a long period of time. Okay. And then we have what we call investors, people who hold for a very long period of time. They hold for days, they hold for weeks, they hold for months. So day trading is one of the most common ways of making money in the trading aspect, right? In the trading aspect, and basically, we are putting our focus today on divergence. At the end of the day, we shall be able to cover what is a divergency. At the end of this, we're going to be able to see what is a bullish RSI or relative strength index divergency, which is the stochastic RSI. We're going to be looking at the bearish relative strength index divergency. And what does a relative strength divergency tell us? How to trade divergences, how to find a bullish RSI divergences step by step, how to find RSI bearish divergences step by step, and then we do a recap. So let's get into this lesson for today, and let us start with what is a divergency. An RSI divergency is a chart pattern where the RSI indicator is not synced with the price action. We talk about the price action, we talk about the chart, but what do we mean when we talk about it's not synced? It means that the price is going one direction while the RSI indicator is going another direction. That's what we mean. Okay. The market is going up, like I'm going to show you in the chart, but the RSI is taking another direction. Let's break it down for you to understand. That's why we call it a divergency. There is change. Okay. The reason why we call it a divergency is because there is change in how the two are performing. Okay. And yes, it's okay, my brother, to get into this in French. Yes, you can be able to change. I've seen that. Please go ahead, no problem. Okay. Now, it is very simple to spot. Let us see some examples of divergences. We can divide into two: bearish divergences and also what we call bullish divergences. Okay, so we can divide them into two. We can we can have what we call bullish divergences and bearish divergences. So let's start with the bullish divergences and break them into a better. So bullish divergences, we want to see the price making lower lows. Okay, my cursor refuses to work. I cannot write in the screen. Okay, lower lows. When we talk about lower lows, we mean that the market is forming a downward movement, in short. And at the same time, we want to see the RSI indicator, the relative strength indicator, making higher lows. That is an example of the bullish in the chart. Okay, all right. Okay, here is what we call a bullish divergence. Let me try to get this out of my screen. I would love to get my on, but seems like okay, I'll just continue because it's not working hard for me. Okay, so basically, let me just get this a little bit clear. Okay, this is what I'm trying to talk about. This is the price action. Okay, the market is forming lower lows. Okay, you can see the market forms this low here, the market forms this lower low. Okay, but when we look at the RSI and a trend line below it, we find that the RSI is making lows. You see these higher points here, these higher points, these higher points here. So the price of the market is heading down. You see the market is heading down. And it's forming this lowest point, comes down, forms this lowest point, comes down, forms this lowest point. But the stochastic RSI is forming these higher lows, this, and this. So we are calling it a divergency because the market forming a downward movement, and we could have the stochastic or the RSI indicator or the relative strength indicator. You could get this and use it. We could find that it would be in position of forming maybe downward movement that the market is doing, but it's doing something different. It is doing what we call a divergency. And when you see a divergency, this is what is going to happen. The RSI indicator was following the price. You see, like here, it was following the price, taking these lowest points. Okay, then it comes to this. Okay, then it comes to this. But when it reaches this point here, at the same time, the RSI starts now making higher lows. This one is a higher low. Okay, this is a higher low. And this is another higher low. While the price is still heading down. Very important. That's a very gist of the business. That's the gist of everything. So that is when your divergence pattern appears. After the bullish divergences, the price tend to change from a downward trend to an uptrend. And when I go back to my picture here, you can see it very clearly. Okay, the market is forming down. You draw a trend line below the candles. Okay, you draw a trend line below the candles here, and then you can draw also a trend line on these points of the stochastic RSI, and you see the divergence. After the end of the divergence, then we can be able to, the market now that was forming a downward trend forms an uptrend. Give me one in the chart if that point is clear, because now we first finish the class, then maybe tomorrow I will go into the practical part of it. Okay, this week I'm doing the last touches of a few indicators I believe you need, right? And it will be marking the end of our syllabus. And I believe next week, Coach will be back here once again to be able to break this into a superior approach. Before I continue, I want to make an announcement as the crypto, we have a community called the welfare community. Okay, we have a welfare community, and if you are not into our welfare community, you are missing out big time. We have had this welfare community from July of 2020, is it 2022, 2023? I will confirm with, I think around 2023. And we have been supporting, okay, we have been supporting our team members who challenges in their life, right? As the crypto ambassadors, we believe that once you become part of us, we should not only give you signals to make money, but we understand that balances, and we believe that at some one point in life may not move in your way. Maybe you have lost a beloved one and you need financial support, and your financial capability is not good enough. Maybe you have a function and you need financial support, and your financial capability is not good enough. So we have been able to open up. We have had this. Have in the past supported so many people who have personal challenges. The procedure is just simple. You get into the group. If you have a challenge, you reach out in my chat. We are not giving loans of money. We are not giving trading capital. We just help you in bad and good situations, right? So the project is very big, and it is a crypto ambassadors project. And so I would like to invite you to this cause of making this world a better ground for everybody. And I would like to invite you to a welfare group so that you could be able to participate in what we call social capital into life. Maybe you want to be able to participate. We have so far, we want our sincere condolences to our brother Isaac, who recently got started in the business. People in my chat that you have PCs, I don't have the time to do all that hard work. Me, I will get a simple airdrop, okay? People in my chat killing with messages and calls about the airdrop issue. I don't have the time to do all that technical work. I'll find something simpler for you, okay? I keep it to that. People killing me, I cannot even now access my group. But my brother, our secretary, if you're on the call, please get into, let me copy the link. And if you are interested to join our welfare community, you are most welcome. If you are interested to join our welfare community, please, you could drop in the link, and you could also go ahead to drop the audio about our welfare community. And those interested, feel free to join. I want to thank and congratulate the welfare community for helping Isaac with 240 USDT in just 24 hours when he had just lost his dad. And so much the welfare community for supporting Isaac during the trial moments when he lost his dad. I really congratulate you for that move, and thank you for being part of the crypto ambassadors welfare community. Okay, okay. So the link is in the chat. If you are interested, just to join, our secretary will go ahead to drop audios explaining about the welfare community Nobody is allowed to express their need in the group. You just pass through the protocol, look at your concern, and see if the community will be in position to support you accordingly, having got enough proof that you're not here to just collect people's money, but really the challenge is happening. Thank you so much. The link is in the chat, and our secretary is gonna take charge because I've seen he's on the call. Let's continue with the divergence. So when you have the RSI or the relative strength indicator in your screen, and you see the market is forming a downward trend, it's forming what you call the lower low. Then you see the stochastic RSI or the relative strength indicator forming what we call the higher lows. Then you draw a line below, and immediately after the see that the market will be able to skyrocket. So I'm just going to do the practical part. Let me run very fast. Then tomorrow, I'm going to go to the practical part of each divergence. Okay, so let's look at the bearish divergence. Let's look at the bearish divergence. Let's look at the bearish divergence. Okay, let's look at the bearish divergence and see. I'm trying to just make sure that okay, now the bearish divergence, this is the opposite of the bullish divergence pattern. And we want to see that the price is making what we call higher highs. Okay, the price is making higher highs. Like you are able to see here, the market comes from this upper higher high. It comes down, it's another this upper higher high. Okay, and when we draw our line like these are candles, we see the stochastic RSI. Okay, and at the same time we want to see the RSI. Okay, making lower highs. Can you be able to see now? This is the RSI. It comes, forms this point, comes up, forms this point. All right. And at that very simple, it is easy to spot. So you see the market forming a higher high like this. Then the stochastic RSI, see that the stochastic RSI is forming these points here. Okay. So we would expect the stochastic RSI to be depending, you would expect it to be like this. Can you see that? I cannot notate in my screen, but let me try. Can you see this area here? Let me try, but this is the harder move. Can you see this area here? We would expect the stochastic RSI to behave this way. Give me one in the chat if you can see. But we see now, just because the market is going, we would expect it to behave this way. From these points, go up. From these points, go up. But what we see now, the stochastic RSI is forming this point, then moves down, okay, then forms this point again. Then when you do a line from this point connected to this point using a trend, you see that the stochastic RSI is behaving different. And that's what we call a divergence. You notice that the RSI was moving with the price at the start of the game. Okay, you see at the start of the journey, the RSI was moving with the price. Can you see this point? Can you see this point? It was moving with the price, and the price made higher highs. Can you see that the price made this higher high here? Okay. If you see, can you see this? With this here, then it went from this point, and then it went up here. Can you see? The price, the RSI was moving with the direction of the market. Give me a 2 in the chat if you can see that. And as the price made these higher highs, the RSI also made higher highs. But then it came to a point, ladies and gentlemen, that things started to turn. And that's where now the divergence comes in. Now that is where the divergence comes in. Okay? It looks like I need to change something because now it's about to become not clear. Let me see if I could work out on something. Okay, I hope this could be more clear than my other approach. So, okay. So there is no divergence yet here. At some point, the price kept on making higher highs, but the RSI did not fall. And it started to make lower highs. That is when our bearish divergence appeared. And that is also when the price switched from an uptrend to become a downward trend. Okay. Now let's first get back here so that someone could see. At first, I don't know how I can get this both in one chart. You see, the RSI was moving with the market, but it came to a point that we could expect the RSI. Now you see, it formed this point, then formed this point here. It changed the structure, and that is when the divergence now comes in. Okay, I have so far explained what is a bullish divergence, and I have so far explained what is a bearish divergence. And my point now that I want to go into more details, what does the RSI divergence tell us? Who is ready now? Who's ready? Since now you know what a bullish divergence is, since now you know what a bearish divergence is, who is interested now? Okay, is interested to know what does the RSI divergence tell us? All right. Okay. Beautiful. Beautiful. Fantastic. Let's go. The RSI divergence is a powerful trend change signal. When we spot a bearish divergence, we expect a change of the trend from bullish to bearish. On the other hand, when a bullish divergence appears on our chart, we should be careful because a trend change to the upside may be imminent. It means it's going to happen. Okay. Now, let's first go back a little bit for someone to see the divergences very well. Then I go to how we trade. And one of the most common, you need to know the both because sometimes you might be in a trend. Can we see this, guys? I want to make it very simple for you to understand. I want to make it very simple for you to understand. And this is just simple. The bullish divergence will always appear in the over. Some answers in the chat for my consistent students. The bullish divergence will appear in the over. Some answers in the chat. Some answers in the chat for my consistent students. My consistent students. Okay, use some answers in the chat. The bullish divergence will appear in the over. In the over. In the over. Thank you. In the oversold area. Beautiful. And the bearish divergence will appear in the over, in the over, in the over, in the over, in the over. Let me see. Beautiful. Thank you so much. My consistent students. Because not if someone is their first time, they come today, they don't come tomorrow. Now they are seeing Nimbus clouds. They are speaking Kwankwala. Go. These things are very hard. Had I known him, I wouldn't join this Zubu. This man is making things hard. What is he talking about? Over. There's a lot of complications, and I joined this thing for the first time. My friend, we have been here for 1 month and 3 weeks. We are now doing our last week. So start off again your journey, my brother. I don't have any problem. I'm about to come to the end of my call, right? Then tomorrow we are going to go. So it will appear in the oversold area, in the oversold area, and this other divergence, can we see this, guys? It will appear in the overbought area, okay? All right, okay. So let's now continue. If you are new, just start off your journey. I think next week, these lessons will be starting afresh from zero. Okay. Now, how do we trade with divergences? RSI divergences can open trades as well as close trades. When used to open trades, we are expecting to trade a trend that may be about to start. For example, you have seen a bullish divergence. The trend that is about to start is what? Consistent students. You have seen a bullish divergence. A bullish divergence. The trend that's about to start is what? Some answers in the chat. The trend is about to start is what? It's an uptrend. Beautiful, beautiful, fantastic, fantastic. All right, okay. My brother, okay, I hope it was a mistake. My brother Rari from Philippines. I hope it was a mistake. I want to be much more humbled. We have our teams across the world, and it's really a pleasure. Happy to see you, if I'm right. My brother, my friend Robert Barnes from United States of America. Happy to see you on our call this morning. Happy to see you, my brother Ronald from Kampala. If you're on this call, it's a privilege to have you here. Welcome to the Crypto Ambassadors. These guys, these leaders have started their journey with us, and we are privileged to work with you. We are privileged to prosper. We are privileged to see you become a very, very successful entrepreneurs. And I know this is a little bit confusing, but don't worry, we're about to finish this and make it very easy for you in our coming lessons. If we use divergences to close trades, we use the signal to get out of the market. And when the RSI divergence signal against our trend direction appears, makes sense. Now let's get to step by step on how to spot these divergences step by step, and then we open our trades. How do we find a bullish divergence? Step one, find a downtrend. Step one, guys, how do you find a bullish divergence? Find a downward trend. Step one, find a downward trend. Okay? So find a downward trend or a series of consistent lower lows. So you want to find a downward trend. Who remembers our first class of identifying a downward trend? Is it now making sense? Consistent students, is it making sense? If you have been on our calls and we have looked at identifying a downward trend, is it now making sense? Give me a 2 in the chat if it is. Is it now making sense? Give me a chat if it is. We remember we started from identifying. So I want you to go and identify a downward trend. All identify. Tomorrow we are going to be looking at an indicator called the ABCDV1 that helps you to identify consistent series. My point must be very clear. Find a downward trend or series of consecutive or consistent lower lows. First, we want to detect a market that is going down. For a bullish divergence, we will be watching a market that is on a downward trend. We don't necessarily want a downward trend that is going on for a long time, since a divergence can be found inside markets that are ranging sideways. We do not necessarily want a downtrend that is going on for a long time, since a divergence can be found inside markets that are ranging sideways. If you remember us talking about ranging markets, give me a 3 in the chat. If you remember me talking about ranging markets, give me a 3 in the chat. We talked about ranging markets, beautiful, fantastic class, fantastic students. We are doing our final touches. So those that have just joined, don't worry. So any series of consecutive lower lows, even if inside a ranging market is fine. Here is an example of a downward trend. Can you see a downward trend, guys? Downward trend. This is a lower low. This is a higher high. So maybe this is a higher low, and this is a higher high. Then it forms a lower low. Then it forms a lower high. Then it forms a lower low. Then it forms a lower high. Then it forms a lower low. Then it forms a lower high. Then it forms a lower low. Then it forms a lower. This is a series of consecutive lower lows. Am I making sense to you this morning? We're about to finish our class. I may not finish this, maybe tomorrow. If you remember me talking about formation of a vertical V and formation of an inverted V, give me one in the chat. We said the market will form a V, and the market will always form a V. The market will always form a V, and the market will always form a V. The market will always form a V, and the market will always form a V. The market will always V. The market will always form a V. The market will always form a V, and the market will always form a V. If you remember this, and we said that when the market forms a normal V, it's gonna move up. It is just changing direction. And when the market forms an inverted V, it will be moving down. Give me a 3 in the chat if you remember that class. Give me a 3 in the chat if you remember that class. Give me a 3 in the chat if you remember that class. Good. Is it adding up? Give me a 5 in the chat if it's now adding. We are adding previous lessons to current lessons as we are coming to the end of our series now. We're about to finish. Oh my goodness. Just a minute. Good. Okay, so let's continue. Now, you need to watch. Step 1 is to identify a downward trend. 2, watch the RSI at the price lows. Can you see these points here? Can you see these points here? Can you see these points? How does the RSI behave? Can you see these points here? These ones? Where the arrows are. That's what I'm talking about. Okay. All right. Okay. So here is what we got as our example. Watch the RSI. Can we see? Can we see? Can we see? Can we see? Is that hard? Step 3, connect the lower lows and find a divergence. Now, this is the step. We just need to draw lines. Each line or each trend line should connect 2 consecutive lower lows. We do this both on the price lows and the RSI lows. You can use 2 colors to make it simpler. The red line pointing down, the green line pointing up. Here is our example. You connect 2 consecutive. You connect this one to this one, connect this one to this one, connect this one to this one, connect this one to this one. Is that hard or it is easy? Because we shall just go practical tomorrow. Is that hard or it is easy? Connect this one to this one, this one, this one, this one. Is that hard or easy? Let me know in the chat. Is that hard or easy? Okay, so we do the same with the stochastic RSI. You connect 2 consecutive ones. This one, this one, this one to this one, this one to this one. and this one to this one. Okay. Step 4, find a divergence. Now, remember, I want to take you back here. Steps I said. The red line is pointing down, and the green line is pointing up. You said, I said, let me just show you. You connect this one, then you connect this one, then you connect this one. But if you find one that is changing, you change the color to green. My daughter needs me, guys. My daughter needs me. One of the reasons I'm a work home dad is because I want to be present. So I'm already late for my daughter. So just a minute, guys. Oh, baby. I'm crying. So here you're going to go silent. Right, guys, sorry for that, but no, I'm not going to. All right. These are quick ambassador. All right, so sit here. So let's now look to the example. Okay. So when you do the connections, like we have discussed, so you connect. Now you can see from this point here, it is a change. Are we together? So do it both in the chart and also we do it on the stochastic RSI. Give me one in the chart if it is simple, if you have understood that step. You identify a downward trend. Okay, you connect these lower points, 2 consecutive ones together. If it is continuing down, you draw it in red. If it changes, then you draw it in green. Give me a one in the chart if it is clear. Okay, so let's continue. All right, okay. Can we see that? Can we see that? Let me know in the chat. Let me know, is it easy? Let me know in the chat if it is easy. Let me know. Is it easy? Is it hard? I think I'm doing my best to simplify it. It is easy. Thank you so much. One of my best leaders, Rastoji, all the way from India. Right, let's continue because we are coming to our last sharing, then we shall be able to. So if it changes, change the color, right? Okay. Basically, just want to find colors that don't match. That would be a red line on the price of consecutive lows and a green line on the RSI indicator for consecutive highs. All right, can we see that, guys? A divergence has been found. Look here, guys. Let me go back here. Basically, we just want to find colors that don't match. That will be a line in the price of consecutive lows and a green line on the RSI indicator for consecutive highs. Can we see? Can you see this, guys? Can you see this? Can you see this? Can you see this? You see here, it connects here, but here, it connects here. Answers in the chat. Is it hard? Is it easy? I don't have notes. Go to the Crypto Ambassador YouTube channel. I don't have notes. I think I was clear from the start. I don't cry, man. Okay. Have you? Are you sure? Is it easy? Is it hard? Let me know in the chat. 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 If you have understood, let me know. I usually pray that if I spend my time here, who understand that it's not easy to bring such work on board. And you are here, who understand that it's not easy to bring such work on board. It's not easy. It's costly. And if you are here, it's not simple to bring you such. So if you are here and you don't participate, it is not easy to have such done, ladies and gentlemen. It's not easy. It takes time. It takes effort. It takes a lot. I cannot explain, but it takes a lot. So I want you to participate. I want you to participate. Just typing, I've understood, I have not understood, and then I know where I can start from. So when you come on the Zoom and you do not participate, you become very hard to deal with. I'm sorry, but you become very hard. If you have not understood, you come, have not understood. Then we see how we can help you. If you are just new, it is okay. But if you are very old and you are not participating, it is not bad for me to pray for you that you get to this RSI and you forget. We're about to finish. Okay? This is our last touch. Then we finish. Right? So you are reading. Okay. Right. So this is what we call a divergence. All right. Okay. Now, when the bullish divergence is spotted, you can do two things. One, you can close your short position if you had opened the NA. It means that if you are doing trading in margins or in futures and you had predicted this coin going down, when you see a divergence, then you need to run away. Point two, go long on the market. Okay, go long on the market means make an entry, and a long is when you say the market is going to go up. So today we shall stop on finding the bullish divergence, and then tomorrow we shall look at finding the bearish divergence. Okay, are we together? If you have been able to learn something, let me know. If you have been able to learn something, if you have been able to learn something, if you have been able to learn something, let us know. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much. We know we shall be able to continue and finish up the lesson tomorrow. For all those that have not been able to connect. Okay, have not been able to connect. We shall find a way of finding a better way to help you get everything handled. So thank you so much. We really appreciate your time and your efforts to be here. And we feel that the best is yet to come. And hope that marks the end of our training for today. We may not exceed or go so much. Yeah, we want to wish you all the best. And we have for today. The meeting is streamed onto the YouTube channel, the Kutamba Ambassadors. Feel free to go there.